Okay, so first I need to put my texture on. So I'm on the texture layer. It's always best to keep that at the top because then all of the things you add will just automatically put a layer above. So I found this candy. I'm going to drag it onto my file. Always make sure that you're not making it more than twice the size. If it comes in and it's like this big, then you need to find something else because when you make it larger, it's going to be really pixely. And also look at when I'm resizing. If you hold the shift key, it constrains it so it stays the right proportion. Okay, so I can angle this. So I'm going to put it in this little part right here. So I'm going to turn it when it's got the curvy arrow. I can turn it and then I can put it over and I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So remember the opacity feature. I'm going to change that down a little bit so I can see through it. Okay, and then that's how I can see where I'm putting it. Whoops, except for it doesn't want to let me stop. Okay. Sometimes you have to reduce it down, like I'm holding the space bar and the command key. I can zoom in and out. If I zoom out, then I can control this and then it doesn't want to stop. Okay. Then I can move it around and I'm going to cover the space that I want to cover. And I can see that I've got it covered because I have the opacity change, right? And then I put it back or else it'll be light and it won't look as rich and beautiful. So I'm going to put that back. And so don't forget to rasterize. See that little square? Remember when you have that there, you got to right click and rasterize so that you can make changes to it. Okay. So I'm going to hide it, go on my texture layer, select the area with the magic wand. Again, when you want to select more than one area, you can color a bunch of things at once, right? I could click here and then I press shift and I can click there and I can click here and I can click here. Okay, so I need to get both of these parts because there's a little vine going across and this part. And also, if I really want to, I can zoom way in and get these little parts here. Okay, and then Command 0 back to see the whole thing. So I've selected this whole sort of, looks like a spotlight or a ray of light. Back to screen. Back to the screen, or back to my, it's called screen 0. It names it whatever it was named on the internet. And then I need to select the inverse and then delete. Okay, so now if I want to change this to be all purple or all green or yellow or whatever, if I want it to be more of a solid color, but I still want to keep the images or the patterns or textures, I can change it, but I can't do it right now. Why not? Well, since I'm making a video, I'll answer it for you. If I do that right now, I have all this area out here selected. And when you have something selected, it only makes the changes in the place that's selected. So I need to deselect that before I try to colorize this, okay? So I just hit Command D for deselect or go up to select and deselect. And now I don't have to select it to colorize it if it's the only thing on the layer. But if there's a bunch of things on the layer, then you want to select just the parts that you want to colorize. But this is on one layer, so if I'm going to make this all purple, I go to Image, Adjustments, Hue Saturation. Remember we did that with our pictures, our photos. That was like something we did a long time ago. And if I just drag the hue, it'll change it. See what it's doing, how it's changing it to a bunch of different things. But that's not making it a single color. But if you like this, you can do that. But if you click on Colorize, it makes it monochromatic. But it always keeps the saturation kind of low. Remember, when the saturation is dragged to the left, it makes it, takes all the color away. And when it's dragged to the right, it makes the color intense. So you want to pull the saturation to the right to get a good vibrant color. And then you can make it lighter or darker. So if I don't want any of that white on there, I can make it more like that. Or I can make it really light. Depends on what your effect is. And then I can choose my color because hue is another name for color. So I said I was going to make it purple, I think. And then I'm done and I click OK. All right, so it's all done. I'm going to merge it down to my texture layer. And then I'm ready to move on and do whatever else I'm going to do. Okay, so pretend that I went in and I colored a whole bunch of things. And then I said, what? I don't want this to be purple. I don't even like these candies. I want to make it some flowers or grass or something else. When you use the magic wand tool, the way that it selects is it selects everything that's the color or closest to the color that you click on. So when I click on white, it selects this whole area and it stops right at the edges of the black because that's everything that's white. It doesn't know to go over and get all these, although you can change that by clicking contiguous. And when I click that, now I get everything that's white. Okay, so if you want to click everything, you can do that, but I don't. All right, but watch when I try to click this, look, I got all this, and I don't want to spend all my time holding the shift key and trying to get everything. So to get this whole area, if I want to change it and make it different, this is the whole reason I want you to keep a background, because the background is all white. So I can select anything that's all white easily, okay? So if I click both of these and I select this again, I can go back to the texture layer. After I select it, I can go back and change the color. So maybe I really wanted it to be blue. Or you could go in and add a whole new image and paste it in there. So the whole thing is you want to select it on the background instead of the texture layer to be able to select that area. Okay, so that's how you do that. All right, I'm going to stop that video.